Hello, everybody. Welcome in to episode 5 of Rounding Third, hosted live on the Triple Threat YouTube channel. Today, as always, we are joined by me, Jeremy Lapidus, and my co host and friend.
Hayden Raymer.
Oh my god, he's there. That's crazy. We just took a week hiatus for our spring break. It was a wonderful time, but we'll get into that later, unless you want to get that into that now. But that's not important. There's a lot of baseball things to cover. The World Baseball Classic is in full swing. We are just now, as we speak, wrapping up the final semifinal game between Japan and Mexico,
Mm-hmm.
in which Mexico currently has a 5-3 lead heading into the top of the ninth inning. Sorry, the bottom of the eighth. I apologize.
All
Um,
good.
yeah, so there's been a lot of stuff to cover. Hayden, where would you like to start?
I mean, there's a lot, like you said. Uh, we've been seeing like kind of some heroics from certain players. You know, especially on Team USA. Paul Goldschmidt had a lot of clutch hits so far. Trey Turner has been the guy that's been talked about ad nauseum the past 2 days, just because you know he's been incredible and he's been doing Trey Turner things. Because big believers in Trey Turner over here. Uh, it's just a lot going on. I don't know where you want to start. I don't know what you find most interesting. I don't know how much stock you put into like kind of stats and all that for the World Baseball Classic. It's really up to you where you want to start, man.
Well, we'll start off with just some of the big some of the more impactful things for the MLB
Mm-hmm.
season, and that's going to be the injuries there.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a couple injuries to some pretty big players. Obviously, Edwin Diaz is out for the season. Jose Altuve is going to be missing at least a month with his finger or
Mm-hmm.
hand or whatever it
I
was.
think it's 2 months.
2 months. All right. And then there's been obviously a couple other big ones that just aren't coming to mind at the moment. If you can remember any other ones.
Sorry,
Uh,
did you just say Altuve or
I said Altuve and Diaz.
Edwin Diaz? I mean, those are the two that are really big.
Right.
You're talking about losing a closer, one of the top closers for pretty much the entire season. It's kind of hard to not talk about that.
Yeah. That's obviously sparked the discussion of, and it's been a debate, and I think it's kind of stupid, quite honestly, of should clubs allow their players to play in the WBC because injuries and all
Mm-hmm.
that. But then it's kind of stupid because you look at the same thing as happened in spring training. We talked about Gavin Lux in the last
Mm-hmm.
episode. Freak injuries are going to happen.
I mean, you
It's
saw
not
Austin
because
Nola get hit in the face today or yesterday too.
right. It's not the World Baseball Classic, and I think it's kind of reductive and stupid for people to make that argument that it's all because it's the World Baseball Classic that these guys are getting injured. They were going to play these games anyway. They were going to go out there and be the field. You never know. Edwin Diaz could make a wrong step in the middle of a spring training game.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I think it's stupid that people are here blaming the World Baseball Classic for this. It's not like it's extra baseball. It's just alternative.
Yeah, I mean, Altuve. I mean, he got hit in the hand on a wild pitch. That can happen in any game. That can always happen. There's always a risk of that happening in World Baseball Classic or spring training, like you said. And I mean, Edwin Diaz's injury wasn't even really a baseball injury. It was while he was celebrating, like he just jumped, and then his knee, he tore a ligament, like that. That's a freak injury. That's not really a baseball injury that you're seeing with Diaz. Uh, Something that's hasn't really been mentioned in these conversations, especially by the people who are like cancel the World Baseball Classic, have everybody not go, is that these. It's not like, I guess, yeah, you're losing the players for the season, right? But I mean, it's not like the Mets are still on the hook for Diaz's contract. There's insurance for this. Like, they specifically have insurance. That's why you're not seeing Clayton Kershaw pitch in the World Baseball Classic for the Team USA, is because he was declined like insurance policy, and there was issues with that. So the teams, they're gonna be fine. especially like the Mets. Like the Mets are great. Like it's like you said, it's gonna happen either way. Uh, you're gonna see injuries like this. I mean, you saw Cade Cavalli. I'm just thinking of more names
Yeah, yeah,
that have been injured during spring training. He needs to get Tommy John now. Uh, like it just happens. People get hurt playing baseball a lot, which is when you think about it, surprising. Uh, so I mean, there's not really a whole lot you can do. It's just it happens, and life goes on.
yeah. Uh, no, and the World Baseball Classic is really, I think it's really good for growing the game. I mean, you've seen
Yeah,
it. I've seen more people talk about the World Baseball Classic. I have talk about entire MLB season
yeah,
last year. It's been all over the place, and I think it's one of those things that for the first time ever, I'm seeing these uh, content creators that I follow for football and basketball, and all these guys talk about baseball. They're talking about this sport, and they're saying, "Oh my God, baseball's so exciting! It's so fun to watch. Look at all these athletes." And they're pointing something out that I hadn't even considered, that baseball just sucks at marketing.
yeah. No,
you
it
know,
does.
and it does. And I just never think about that, because you never think there's another way to do it until you see it happen at places like the World Baseball Classic, where they do such a good job of making baseball exciting. They're not even doing a pitch clock, and people are so much more excited to talk about uh, the same game. Really,
hmm
I
No,
think
I mean
that's really something that
it's
baseball
completely
should
different.
take a note. Yeah, they should just take a note from, because it's important.
hmm
It really is.
I
And I think
mean,
a lot of that has to do with the smaller game size. There's only 10-ish games there. So there's going to be a lot more attention paid to those 10 as opposed to 162. But, you know,
yeah. I mean,
you're
it's
never going
that
to shorten the season.
and it's you're talking about like everything, like every single game, almost has like a playoff atmosphere.
Right?
I mean, I wouldn't say every single game, but like a lot of the games, especially later in the group stages, they have that playoff atmosphere. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna say it's the first time, but I mean, you're seeing Lone Depot Park, the Miami Marlins home stadium, filled to the brim, with fans, which you don't see that ever during the regular season, the regular baseball season, and that's honestly, you're seeing that, and you're having, some of the greatest players, that are currently playing. You're seeing Shohei Ohtani, you're seeing Randy Arozarena, you're seeing Mike Trout, Trey Turner, and all these guys play on, not all on the same team, obviously, but a lot of these guys, like, superstars, play on the same team that you wouldn't really see, uh, normally. The only other time you really see that is the All Star game, and that's kind of gimmicky. Uh, so it's just a lot of fun. I don't know. Baseball's
Yeah,
fun.
it is. It is a lot of fun. And I'm glad people are getting to see that. Hopefully that drives more attention to the actual regular season, postseason, season. Because, that'd be cool. But some other major storylines from it. Maybe one of the biggest one is that the Dominican Republic didn't qualify out of the group stage.
Yeah, I mean
That
they
didn't
played in
we
a tough
talked
group,
about
man.
No, I know they did, but we talked about that Dominican team. You look at it on paper, it's maybe one of the best lineups ever put on a baseball field. Uh, and then they go out there and they go 2-2 in their games, and they can't. I mean, we're playing in a real tough group, but you expect a team that stacked to at least qualify for the next round.
I mean, again, this is kind of circling back to the format. You were talking about how it's one game. Like they played 3 games to figure out who's going on. So kind of small sample size. Any day, any team can win. Especially like when you're talking about like professional baseball players. It's not like, you know, we're getting a bunch of middle schoolers against some major leaguers. Like, no, you have like legitimate like pro players on all these teams. Uh, and so on any given day, any team can win. And the Dominican, they kind of just they lost. There's no way to get a beat around the bush. That's just what happened. Uh, and it it's they just happened to be the team that happened to. But I mean that's not to say that Team Japan, Team Mexico, uh, the Team USA they're not bad teams. They're not underserving. It's just stuff happens. Teams lose baseball games. That's why there's a 162 game season, is because it's sometimes just they're seeing the pitcher well. Sometimes the pitcher just has their off day, and stuff happens. Sometimes teams just all of a sudden just put it together. I mean, the Pirates swept the Dodgers last season. Uh, like it happens. That's baseball. And that's part of the reason why it's such a great sport, is because this kind of stuff does just happen. But that was the
Great.
end of my thought. I don't know why I said but
Good thought. I
thank
really
you,
I really agree with that.
thank you,
Um,
appreciate it.
yeah. A quick update as the World Baseball Classic semifinal game is still going on. Japan scored a run in the bottom of the eighth. They're
Oh,
now down one. Uh, in one out, top nine. We'll just keep looking at that every once in a while. But another thing that we were following before the tournament started, the Czech Republic team. We talked a little bit about them. What an interesting story they were. They won a game. They won their first game. Uh, it doesn't matter what happened in the rest of them, but they won a game.
mm-hmm.
I thought that was pretty exciting. Have a team filled with just a bunch of workers that aren't professionals go
Mm-hmm.
out there and beat a professional team. I think that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's baseball, man. It happens.
And then obviously we need to talk about the U.S. a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, sorry.
You're all good.
The U.S. team, another one of those superstar stack teams. Adding Trey Turner ninth is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But that is what's happening, and a 14 in the semifinal.
Mm-hmm.
You think Japan or Mexico, whoever ends up winning this game, he has a chance? I obviously do because it's baseball, but they have a real chance.
I mean,
against-
at the end of the day, it kind of just comes down to pitching. I don't know who the projected starter for Team USA is. I know Japan's already come out and said Yu Darvish is their man for the next game if they pull through tonight. I'm not entirely sure who Mexico's is. I was just scrolling through Twitter at work, and I saw Yu Darvish was the announced starter if they make it to the finals. I mean, honestly, it just comes down to starting pitching. And because, I mean, hitting on both, no matter what team goes against the U.S., it's stacked. It's a stacked lineup either way. That's gonna score runs. They have big league hitters on every single team. Maybe not as many on some of the other teams, but they're all major league quality hitters on these rosters. So I mean, it just comes down to pitching and who executes that day.
Yeah, yeah, is one of those things. Pitching is super important. Always is. What am I missing, Hayden? There was something else I wanted to talk about in the World Baseball Classic. What was it?
Was it Trey Turner?
Wasn't we? Was it? I don't remember. Hayden, do you have
Mm.
anything you want to talk about?
I mean, we can talk about Roki Sasaki real quick.
Yes. Yes.
Or yeah, Roki Sasaki. Yeah, he's pretty good at
Cool.
baseball. That guy's, threw 101. Kind of just casually, threw like one of the best fastballs, or like a unicorn fastball that's never been thrown before.
Is that the official name? Unicorn fastball.
It's just they call them unicorn pitches, something that's never been done before.
Mm.
At least that's what a lot of like the Twitter accounts out there that kind of follow that kind of stuff. The really nerdy Twitter accounts, they call them that.
Mm-hmm.
Through 101.9 mile per hour fastball, uh, or harder, with at least 17.3 inches of induced vertical break and 13.2 inches of arm side run. So a lot of movement on a pitch. Uh, you know, and Roki is the first one to do that. I mean, the guy's insane. Kind of got roughed up tonight, but I mean, if you gotta read his scouting report and kind of look and kind of read about him, the only thing that would keep him out of the big leagues by the time he's done in the MPB is injuries. The guy is just super talented, has the upside to be like a DeGrom like talent. Because you gotta remember he's 21 and he's doing this. So he doesn't have necessarily the experience that a lot of starters do that are starting the World Baseball Classic. So I think I hope this is a great experience for him and he kind of takes a lot away from it, learns a lot, and just keeps dominating. Because
So is he under one of those contracts that won't let him come to the MLB for a while, or is that not a thing in Japan anymore?
no, he is. He got drafted, so he's gonna have to wait. I think like 6 years or something like that.
Hmm.
He got drafted in 19 though. Here, let me see what the posting rules, or because it's probably what's gonna happen, is he's either gonna get posted or he's gonna have to wait to be an unrestricted free agent.
Hmm.
So I'm
So what's the
looking at
difference there? Is posting more like
posting. Well,
is
you're
that
asking a
more like
question.
transferring? Is that more like transferring in soccer, where a team will basically buy you from another team type thing?
Yeah, so it's just like the teams are then have like a 30-day window to negotiate contracts with
Hmm.
that club, the posting club, and after that get posted, then the that club then gets a percentage of that on top of it, of that contract. I think it's about 25%. So if you're getting a big deal, you're gonna pay a lot if you're not getting a big deal. So I'm looking to see what the new posting rules are.
Did they change them recently?
No, I don't remember, cause I guess you might not know. Uh, the Oakland A's signed a pitcher who was posted earlier. Uh,
Hmm.
so you need 9 years of professional experience to gain. Yeah, so you need 9 years to be an unrestricted free agent, I believe. Uh,
That's tough.
Sasaki was drafted in 2019, so 2028 is like the earliest he could come in unrestricted. Uh,
Hmm.
and there's like a release fee, and so that is they have 45 days. I'm looking to see. So if it's 25 million or less, it's 20% of that guaranteed value of the contract. Then for major league contracts with a total guaranteed value between 25 million and 50 million, it's 20% of the first 25 million and 17.5 of the rest. And then 50 million, so on and so forth. I'm looking to see. I believe they need to be playing in there for 6 years,
Okay.
is what I'm understanding from this. So, 2025, when he's 23, oh no, he'd have to wait until he's at least 25. Probably.
Hmm.
To get the best deal, he's going to have to wait till he's 25.
Stinks.
Yeah.
Looked real good. He looked real good coming out tonight.
Yeah, no, that first 2 innings, he was really good. I was watching
And
those.
he wasn't bad in the third and the fourth either. He just got
It was
you
bloop
know
singles and then left the
bloop
pitch hanging.
singles, and yeah, he got really unlucky with some of those plate ball placement stuff. Uh, Obviously had the one mistake pitch, giving up the
Hmm.
3-run home run, but aside from that, I was looking more into the stats, and Jeff Passan put out a tweet. He averaged over 100 on his fastballs. He threw like 20 plus of them. That's crazy. Uh, you know, just I don't understand how people can do this type of thing, and it's just becoming more and more common. Uh, used to be you could never touch 100. Now we're having guys averaging 100.
Hmm.
It's
I mean,
crazy.
it's just crazy how much the game has developed. Uh, I mean, that's kind of the thing with the pitch clock. That, you know, velo might go down a little bit
Hmm.
just because, you're not having as much time to rest in between pitches. Though, now I haven't read the article yet. There was a report in The Athletic today that the rules committee is meeting to potentially change the rules uh,
For what, mound visits?
for just make further amendments to the new rule changes.
Okay.
And they met today to do that potentially. So we'll see. Shohei Ohtani just doubled in the bottom of the ninth.
Okay, did. I was gonna wait to see if anything happened with that to say anything, but yeah. Tying run
And
on second.
then I think Yoshida is second or hitting now.
Yeah, he is.
Who hit a home run earlier. That guy's insane. That was a good signing by the Red Sox. Glad he gets some spotlight on the or international stage today. Because I mean he deserves it. That guy's gonna be incredible. Uh, yeah.
You mentioned, this is a little bit off topic, but you
Mm-hmm.
mentioned Cade Cavalli earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he needs Tommy John. He'll be done for the season.
Mm-hmm.
How much does this affect the Nationals? They weren't going to be good this year, but how much does it affect their plan for the future, in their rebuild?
So I mean, when you're talking about like worst case scenarios for the national season, uh, that's it. Pretty much happened. Uh, the Nationals desperately need to kind of figure out who are their guys who are currently in the big leagues. You have Kyber Ruiz, who just signed that massive deal that I don't think we've talked about on here.
I don't
Uh,
think we have either.
I don't. Yeah, no, that was yeah. Real quick, great signing. That deal's only gonna work out for them. That literally cannot backfire on them.
But yeah,
Uh,
that's signing him through his prime for dirt cheap.
yeah.
So
So I mean, they even if he's just a league average catcher, like that's gonna be a good signing. The only way that doesn't work out is if he ends up being a backup, which I don't think with his skill set is gonna matter. I
and
think
yeah,
his floor is a regular.
right, we've seen him play for a year and a half now,
Mm.
so I don't think he's gonna be any worse than
Yeah.
what he's been. Which is a regular to above average.
Yeah. So I mean, we kind of figured out the catching position. And then you have Luis Garcia and C.J. Abrams up the middle, trying to figure out are those the guys we build around, or is that are these just stopgaps? Who because Victor Robles was a hype prospect and he wasn't super great at the big league level. So trying to figure out is that what we're looking? Are these guys in our future? Is Lane Thomas like actually a guy who we're gonna have in our lineup when we're contending again, or is this a guy who's, maybe a fourth outfielder, maybe like the eighth or ninth hitter, like a weaker hitting outfielder, but still a regular? Figuring out what this guy's role is on this team in the future, and that's like our whole job this year, and we don't know what Cade Cavalli is now. He's getting Tommy John. He's pushing back his window of being on this team at least a year. He's probably not going to be ready until July of the 2024 season.
Mm.
So that is truly worst case scenario, is when you're having a season-ending injury like this. So now it's kind of just like, okay, we know who that is. Now we desperately need Josiah Gray to take a step forward. We desperately need Mackenzie Gore to stay healthy for the whole year. And you're hoping Chad Kuhl, I think, is the guy who's projected to make the rotation now. You're hoping one of your minor league starters takes a step forward where he can at least be like a 5 guy for the rest of the from July on. after or August and September, and hoping Chad Cool pitches himself into a trade. Uh, that's I mean all you can really hope for at this point. I don't think this team is gonna lose 100 games again, but this team is not winning 70 games. If that makes sense, like that's kind of where their window is. Is there like 65 is a good season from them, or a season you would expect from
Yeah, they were never going to be good this year.
them.
It's just losing a guy that could be a number one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Uh, no, that
Yeah.
never
Not good.
that never helps. No.
No, I mean, yeah. I mean, you're hoping maybe Dom Smith, plays well still. I think Dom Smith could be a really interesting piece. I think the Nats don't really have a long-term solution at first base in their system unless you're moving one of their outfielders to first base.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Dom Smith is a really good ball player. So I'm really interested to see how he performs this year. It's just going to be an interesting year from this team. Can't really expect too much, but it'll be fun to watch him play shortstop every day. Hopefully Vic takes a step forward because I think he's had a
He's
decent
looked good
spring.
in spring training.
He's had a decent
looked pretty
spring.
good.
Yeah,
Hopefully that translates.
yeah.
'Cause,
I mean,
this
people
is
have had good
definitely
springs
a make
before.
or break
But,
year.
oh yeah, this is. I mean, he would probably serve out, the rest of his ARB years, but he's not gonna get a big extension or anything like that.
Mhm.
I don't even think if he puts up a good year this year, he's gonna get a big extension. Maybe he will, but
A big extension. Like he's not going to get a huge money contract, but if he plays pretty good this. Oh, Japan just scored. Japan just walked it off.
did they?
Yeah. Uh, Murakama just doubled home the last 2 runs.
Nice.
Walked it off for Japan.
Yeah. So I mean,
Wow.
you have Yu Darvish starting against Team USA.
That's crazy. There it is. That's the Twitter alert. They just walked it off.
Yep, I'm seeing it now.
Wow. Look at that. That's cool. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Congratulations to
Yeah.
Japan.
Snaps for Japan, man.
Sucks for Mexico, but you know.
It's okay. Build back, be better next year.
Yeah. Was there anything we missed that you wanted to take care of, or do you think we
Real
got
quick.
all of it? So go
Jurickson
for it.
Profar got
Yes,
signed.
sir.
Do you know where he
Yes,
went?
he did. I don't. Is
The Rockies.
that what you said? I feel like that's what you said.
Yeah, he went to the Rockies. Oh wait,
I
wait,
hate
that's
that.
what I said.
I don't know. I feel like that's what you said. I don't remember.
I don't remember either. There's a video out there, so we can figure it out.
It is. It's on the same YouTube channel we're on right now.
I don't think I said the Rockies. I'm gonna be
I
honest.
remember.
I don't think I would have said the Rockies.
I definitely didn't say the Rockies.
I think I
yeah.
said the Braves.
I also said I have the Braves written down on this paper right next to me.
Okay, so maybe you said the Braves. I don't know what I said. What are they doing, Jeremy?
No, I don't know. I don't know what the Rockies are doing. It's ridiculous. The Rockies are out here trying to contend on a team that should be a basement dweller right now. They are doing all they can to be mediocre. Look at the division they're in. They're with the Dodgers and they're with the Padres and the Giants to a certain extent too, who I also think should blow it up. But the Rockies aren't going anywhere.
Wait.
They've
Who did you say
What?
should blow it up?
Giants.
Okay, I heard the Padres blow it up, and I was
Oh.
like, wait, what?
Oh, no. Not for a couple more years at least.
I mean, what is there necessary to blow up with the Giants?
I don't know, they've got some big contracts that, they should try and dump. They tried to contend last year. That's what I don't agree with. They tried to contend last year. I'm not a huge fan of that.
I think their pitching is very good.
The pitching is very good, but I don't think they should try and contend. I think they should, blow it up and rebuild. They don't really have anyone on that team that's worth pulling around right now.
I mean, they had David Villar had a pretty good season last year, kind of a breakout year at like 26. Uh, you're hoping, you know, Joey Bart figures it out finally. Conforto was really good with the Mets. Jock Peterson's really good. Uh, you've got like those big bats. Mitch Haniger's on there as well. He's might start the season on the IL. He's a strained oblique. Uh, but I mean they have like solid pieces. I mean it can be in most other divisions. That's like a genuine like playoff like division winner potential roster. They just play in the same division as the Padres and the Giants and the Diamondbacks. Or the Padres, the
Diamondbacks too.
Dodgers, and the Diamondbacks. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I think the Rockies are stupid, and I don't think they know how to run a baseball team.
that is, you know, that's
Yeah,
the you never know what the Rockies are trying to do. The Rockies make no sense, and that's why we love them.
yeah. That's why they suck all the time.
That too.
Yeah.
All right, but
They'll
yeah,
figure it
that's
out
it.
eventually.
They'll figure it
Hopefully,
out.
hopefully.
They'll realize, oh wait, maybe we should like not be doing this. That's like I feel like that's every single time the Rockies do anything. It's like, why are you doing that? But hey, here we are once again.
All right. Well, thank you so much to everyone for tuning in to episode 5 of Rounding Third. We really appreciate it. I have been your co host, Jeremy Lapidus, joined as always by my friend and co host.
Hayden Raymer.